identify sales of particular types. So for example, in this table, we want to highlight constant sales or we want to highlight sales with formula. So what we can do is we can go on home tab, find and select, and we can go to special. But if you want to see the shortcuts, see here we can directly go to constants. So if we click on constants, this will select all the cells with constants which does not have any formulas. Okay, in the same manner, if you want to highlight the cells with only formulas, so again go home, find and select, and we have to click formulas. So this way it will select only cells which has formulas. Now you can highlight it or you can format it as per your requirements. Now what's more is available in go to special. So this menu is completely complete. It will show you constant formulas. We already learned that. If you want to highlight certain cells which are blanks in our table, or current region, current array, or even last cell, visible cells only, or conditional format. So you can use this go to special window with your specific requirements on highlighting some cells, or you want to go on particular cells, identify certain cells, or do some analysis work. So this technique will definitely help you. Subtotals. So let's say we have this table where we have account code, account name, date, transaction number, and amount. Now we want to have subtotals in this table with account name, individually account wise. Okay, what we can do here, we don't have to use any formula or any function. It is very easy. You have to click on the first row and you have to select the entire row, entire column, this column, and then you have to sort it out. For sorting, we have to right click, sort, and sort A to Z, right? So this way it will sort account wise all these transactions. Now what you have to do is you have to come on data tab, and here you have to click on subtotal. So it is asking at each change in account name, account code, date, transaction number, or amount. So you want subtotal by which particular item. So you want by account name, we'll click on account name. I want to have sum of all these, so I'm clicking on sum, but there are other functions also, count, average, max, minimum. So I'm clicking on sum. And account, you want a subtotal to which particular heading. So I want on amount, so we are clicking on amount. Now if you want to replace current subtotals, so if there are existing subtotals, it will replace that. Page break between groups, so it will put a page break between groups and it will take to next page. Okay, and summary below data. Now we are clicking OK. So boom, see here the employee related expense total, it has given completely. If we see the formula, it has automatically done this subtotal without putting any formula. In the same way, interest cost total also. And if we come down, if we see grand total also, so it has taken entire this thing. If you want to get rid of all these subtotals which you already done, so then again you have to go on data, you have to click subtotal, and you have to click on remove all. So all the subtotals will be removed from this table. So this way you can use subtotal function for doing subtotal particular account wise, and you can also remove them whenever you require to do the same. Auditing. So when you work with formulas, it gets actually tricky to know which cells will be impacted by your working or which formulas. So if you make a change in the formula or you make a change in the sales, so which sales are going to be impacted. So it is very tricky to find that always. So what we can do is we can use formula auditing here. So let's say I have this table and this sale I want to know without seeing the formula, without going to the formula. I want to visualize actually which sales are impacting this sale. So what I can do is I can go to formulas and then I can click on trace precedents. So trace precedents will help us understanding that this sale has been generated from where. This sale is basically precedent to which sale. So I can quickly see that these two sales values are impacting the value which is in D4. To remove these arrows, click on remove arrows. Now trace dependent function will help me to show which cells are dependent on this cell. So let's say D3 has some value, and if we want to know which cells are dependent on this cell, what we can do is we can click on trace dependence. So here it will show that this D4, D5, D6 and D9 all are dependent on my D3 cell. So this value is completely generating all these below values. Now again, if you want to remove these arrows, we can click on remove arrows. Now what if particular cell is dependent on the value of another sheet? So let us see, for example, this D8 is dependent on another sheet. You want to visualize this on which sheet it is dependent. So I will click on this cell and go and click trace precedents. So now it will show me that this cell is basically dependent on what. Now if I want to open this, then I can double click on the arrow. So it will open a go to special box, go to box, and then we can click. If we have various cells dependent, it will list all these things. But right now, this is the sheet which is on dependent. We can click on OK, and it will take us on the sheet where that cell value is dependent. It will take us on the sheet where the cell value is dependent. So this way you can use formula auditing function and to visualize all the dependents and precedents which are on particular cells without going to the formulas every time. Data validation. So So many times we used to give data to be filled by third parties or third peoples or our team members, and there are very much chances that there might be errors in this data. Now to avoid data errors or data problems, we can always use data validation formula. Now let's say we have these account names available with us, and whoever is using this Excel sheet, we want them to select or to write these account names only, and there should not be any errors. So we want to put here the data validation formula. What we can do is we can select that cell and we can go on data tab and select data validation. Now default it selects any value, but we want to get selected from this list, so we'll select here the list. We will click here and we'll select the list from where the data should be chosen, and then we'll click on OK. So now whoever put anything in the row 1, they have to select from this drop down menu only. They cannot manually enter any other data other than this which has been mentioned. So this will help us in saving any errors. Now let's say you want data validation to be done in next another, let's say up to 10 rows, right? So what you can do is either you can select all these rows before going to data validation, or you can directly go on third row and you can copy this and then select the balance rows, and then you can do paste special, and here you will select the data validation. So this way now friends, the sales will accept only drop down list. You can insert from here, but if you type any other, for example I will type other, so it will not accept, it will give an error because here the data validation tool has been used. So it is very useful when you want people to have entered the values which have been specified by you. And this data sheet or list can be on other sheet also. It need not be on the same sheet. This can be taken from other sheets also. Data validation for date also. So for if you want people to insert the dates which has been mentioned or specified only by you, then you can use data validation for date also. What you have to do is you have to select that cell, and then again on data tab you have to click on data validation. In here you have to select the date. Now you can select between or not between or equal to, or it is not equal to, or it is greater than. So for example, if you want to mention on the data to be inserted only after particular date should be there, then you can mention the date here. Now this will, what this will do is this will only accept the data which has been inserted after that date. So that way you can use on various columns the data validation, so that there are very low chances of errors in your data. Conditional formatting is a great way to visualize and analyze our data. Now let's say we have this table, and if you want to have certain cells based on certain rules to be highlighted, so we can use conditional formatting. We can use conditional formatting to bring attention to a certain cell, define rules or conditions. So here, for example, in this table we want to highlight which are the top 10% items we want to highlight. Now what we have to do here, we have to select the entire column here and go on home tab. From here, conditional formatting, top bottom rules, click on top 10%. Now it has formatting cells, we can select any color what we want. So right now we are selecting this red fill, and see it has selected this top to 10% account names. Now let's say we also want to highlight the bottom to 10% account names. So what we can do is we can again go on conditional formatting, top bottom rules, and we will select bottom 10%. Now here we will select yellow fill with gray, dark yellow. So with this conditional formatting formula, it has given us the accounts with top 10% and bottom 10%. Now in this conditional formatting, we can also have other formulas. For example, highlight sales rules, we can definitely use these also, greater than, less than, between, and top bottom rules which we already discussed. Data bars also we can use, color scales also we can use, and then icon sets also we can use. Okay, these are different conditional formatting which you can do. You can create also your own rule, and you can define certain rules. Now for example, if you want to have certain sort of top 20%, top 25% to be highlighted, then you can define your own rules also. Now what if we want to clear all this formatting which we have done? So you have to again go on conditional formatting, and we want to clear rules. So click on clear rules, and clear rules from selected cell or clear rules from entire sheet. So we will select because entire sheet, clear rules from entire sheet, because we want to clear the conditional formatting from the entire sheet. Now see this, the conditional formatting has been removed from the entire Excel sheet. For all accountants and analyst people, it is a great formula, so that you can highlight and you can analyze very well all the data. Filter function in MS Excel. Let's say we have this data set available with us, and we want to put a filter on all this data set. What we can do is we can use the shortcut key on keyboard, Control Shift and L. So then it will put a filter to all this data set. So we immediately get these drop down boxes automatically. So we immediately get this data filter sets and this drop down menu. Now we can select all, or we can select none, or we can select any particular account where we want a filter to be applied. Let's see. So this way it will select only employee related expense and interest cost. We can also put some other filters also. We can have sort by color. If you have some colored also, we can sort by A to Z, or we can put a text filters also over here. Further, we want to have filter on the dates. So let's say we want to have April 1 or April 2, then we can select on particular dates also. This way we can put a multi filters to that Excel table. Or we can also use here the inbuilt data filters. For example, date filters we can use tomorrow, today, yesterday, next week, this month. So that way we can put a filters, or we can use custom filter also. So this custom filter will show us this table, this particular dialog box, and it will show equals, does not equal, is after. For example, we want particular transactions is after, and we have to mention the date. We did not need to type the dates. We can directly click on this date picker and it will open a calendar, so we can show which date we want to select. So let's say we will select this date, 1st May, and we'll click on OK. So it has given us account name, particular which we have selected, employee related expense and interest cost, and which are after 1st May 2021. Now to deactivate all the filters, we have to again press Ctrl Shift and L on the keyboard. So automatically all data will be shown here directly. So this is the fantastic function of auto filter. We can put multiple auto filters on particular row wise, column wise, which is required by us. So let's say we have received this data from our internal purposes, and now we want to split this column without using any formula or functions. So what we can do here is we can use the flash fill function. How it does works? So we need to first tell Excel that in B column which data we want. So we want, for example, we want first 4.1.4. This code we want in this column every time. Now next what we have to do is we have to select that all the cells where we want to automatically filled, and we can use the shortcut key Ctrl E. So what it has done is it has automatically filled all the codes which was required. We have given a pattern to Excel and then it has automatically filled. So this is a shortcut for flash fill. Now in the same way, for example, we want account name, so like we will write interest cost, right? Now again we want to get flash filled, so we will select all those columns, right? And now we can go on, if you don't want to remember the shortcut, what we can do is we can directly go on home tab and we can select from here, see flash fill function, and here we can select on down. Now with this function we can remove the duplicates in our Excel sheets. Let's say we have this table, we have various account names mentioned, and we want to have unique list created without any duplicacy. So what we can do is we can click on any of the cells in this table and we can go on the data tab. We will click on remove duplicates. So it will automatically select my data range, and now it will ask me that my data has headers. It has automatically selected that, and then we will select on OK. So see, it has given us the message 25 duplicate values found and removed, 4 unique values remain. Now we can see which are the unique values. It has automatically removed all the duplicates from the data. So this is based on the combination of column A and column B. So it has taken combination of both these. And of course you can run on single column or more column also as you need. Shortcuts. So as an accountant, as an analyst, you people come across various accounting formats. You want to do formatting of various numbers, so various calculations are involved. So for that purpose we can learn some shortcuts for number formatting. Now let's say we have this table and we have date in this format. What if we want to convert it to normal format? Then we have to select the entire column here, and from here we can go directly, we can select short date or long date. Now we can also have shortcuts from the keyboard also. What we can do is we can select Ctrl Shift and hash, so then it will convert to the short date format. Now what if you don't want to have this format and if you want to go on dialog box or format, we can directly click on Ctrl 1 at the keyboard, so it will open the dialog box, and then you can go on date and you can select whatever date format you want. So this way we can change the date formats as per our requirement, and we can use this shortcut keys. Now what about the amount? So numbers. Now let's say we also want to format the numbers with shortcut keys. So again we will select the entire column. We have to press Ctrl Shift and 4 on the laptop, so then it will convert to the particular currency format. So right now the dollar format is reflecting. So if you want to convert in number format, what we can do is Ctrl Shift and 1. So it will put a 1000 separator to this number, and it will also give 2 decimal points. So these are the shortcut keys, number formatting and date formattings, which will be definitely useful for you. You can practice it for your daily use.